everybody. Hope everything is fine. You can see and hear us. My name is Michelle. I'm from the Vienna Comic Con team. And we will do this in English because we also have viewers from America. So very warm welcome to our Read Pop family. Hope you are watching. So this is our very first Vienna Comic Con online live panel. You know, special situations like this needs special acts like this. So hope we're gonna have a lot of fun the next hour. First of all, I want to introduce my colleague Jenny. Hope you can see her. She's also from the Vienna Comic Con team. And our very special guest today, Thomas Schuster. So together we will celebrate yesterday's Star Wars Day directly from your couch. So it will be very cool, I think. So now we will make a little journey to Tattooine because there Thomas had the big chance to renovate the backdrops of Star Wars, so Lars Homestead, and he can talk very cool stories about this journey. So if you have questions, please write this in the chat and Jenny will pick out some of these questions and we can make a Q&A at the end. So Thomas can answer your questions at the end. So please only ask to today's topic. If you have questions to the Vienna Comic Con, which will be on the 21st and 22nd of November, please write us an email or contact us via Instagram or Facebook so we can answer your questions to Vienna Comic Con. Now, I will take my popcorn and listen to Thomas. Jenny and we will turn off our cameras so we can focus on Thomas and his very cool story to Tattooine. So have a lot of fun. See you later.
Hello, everybody. As our 2020 renovation tour have to be cancelled because of the corona disease, I'm happy to be here with you from all over the world to talk about the last years and to talk about a fascinating country, Tunisia, and the pop culture heritage which exists in this country, to talk about the film movie locations in Tunisia. And we are from Discover Tattooine. If I talk about who we are, there is the founder of Discover Tattooine, Dane Brown. He's also the CEO of the Rebel Legion German base Yavin, and he do a tight cooperation with Star Wars Tunisia and the National Office of Tunisian Tourism. And also his Tunisian wife Ines supports us at every tour with the local knowledge of Tunisia. My name is Thomas Schuster. I'm responsible for public relations at Discover Tattooine and for the public relations at the 51st Legion Austrian Garrison. I'm also a member of the Rebel Legion Alpine Base Austria. So we are part of a big community, and this community also supports the renovation of the amazing Star Wars film movie locations in Tunisia. So what we are doing, we are doing a regular expeditions, and there we track the health of the film movie locations in Tunisia. We track the condition of the locations and report them to local authorities. For the public sets, for the smaller sets, we do also a maintenance by ourselves. So we renovated the Lars Homestead set in April 2018. We do also a lot of public relations. Dane has done Tunisia report with the biggest TV channel in Germany, the RTL Group. He was also part of the Happy We Are from Tattooine project, which aims to get money for rescuing the Mos Espa set. And this video has been also linked by Pharrell Williams on his page. We are doing also a lot of articles in magazines to put attention on these amazing places, that the people recognize that Star Wars is not only in Ireland and not only the R2 planet. Star Wars has its cradle in Tunisia. We also do many interviews and panels like at Star Wars Celebration Chicago or the Vienna Comic Con. And today it's our first online panel, so I hope you have fun to see all the fantastic film locations. And many people ask us why we are doing this, in our free time, why we took care about the movie locations in Tunisia, and why this country is so important for us. One big reason is this document. It's the first shooting report in Star Wars history. So on the 22nd of March 1976, the first movie shot has been done in Tunisia, and it was also the first movie shot in Star Wars history. And it took place at Lars Homestead, at the famous dome where Luke Skywalker lives on Tattooine. So it's the birthplace of Star Wars, and we all together have to protect this magical place. And we are not the only ones who take care about the film movie locations in Tunisia. There are many Star Wars fans from all over the world who do renovation work, public relation work in their free time. In 1976, the first shooting day took place on the 22nd of March. After that, many fans visited the movie locations, but one man was one of the most important Star Wars fans for the renovation of the movie location. It was an American archaeologist, David West Reynolds. He tracked all the movie locations in Tunisia, and he's one of the guy who enables fans from all over the world to visit these magical places. Lucasfilm lost some of their documents about the shooting locations. So for the episode 1 location scouting in 1995, they hired this Star Wars fan. So a Star Wars fan showed Lucasfilm where the exact places are from the episode 4 shooting. So he's done the location scouting with the producer Rick McCallum and also with Gavin Bucket. You see here Rick McCallum on the lower picture and David West Reynolds on the upper picture. In 1995, also a French Star Wars fan, Philippe Vanny, renovates the ceiling fresco at the Hotel Sidi Idris. And after the movie shots for episode 1 in 1997, David West Reynolds discussed with Lucasfilm to rebuild the Lars Homestead set on exact the same place as it was in 1976. And he was successful. In the year 2000, Gavin Bucket rebuilt the Lars Homestead Dome for the episode 2 shooting on exact the same place as it was in 1976. But also this dome suffered from the high temperatures and the salt water in the winter. So in the year 2012, a big renovation have been done by our friends from the Save Last team. Also other movie locations like Mos Espa suffer from the temperatures and from the sand. A big sand wandering dune threatened the big Mos Espa set. So fans from all over the world have done actions, videos to collect money for this amazing film movie location. Also, the participation of Happy had the target to put attention on the Mos Espa set, and Star Wars fans from all over the world collected over $70,000 and handed out it to the local authorities. They put the sand away between 2014 and 16 with big excavators and trucks. In the year 2016, the German Institute for International Cooperation supports also the Mos Espa set. They build solar panels, toilets, etc., to enable that we can take tourists to this set. And that's the big aim, because if tourists are traveling to these sets, there are also people who take care about it. We will see afterwards a few very important examples who shows that there are people who care about these locations. Yeah, and last but not least, in the year 2018, Discover Tattooine renovates the base of Lars Homestead. I will show you at the end of the presentation what we have done there. And in the year 2019, we got a big honor. The producer of the Star Wars movies 1 to 3, Rick McCallum, invited us to his office in Prague, and he was very happy that there are Star Wars fans all over the world who take care about the movie sets he built for these amazing movies. So now we start our tour through Tunisia. We will start in Djerba and will end in Chott el Djerid at the birthplace of Star Wars. Before we start, one question we got asked in every panel: is it dangerous to travel through Tunisia? And if you know the country and the local rules, it's not dangerous. You can drive with a car through Tunisia. You will get from us every GPS coordinates you need. We publish them also on the Vienna Comic Con site. And as you can see on the left side, there is the current travel advice from the UK government. You can see all movie locations, I marked them with blue arrows, are in the secure zone. The only thing you have to know, don't drive too close to Libya and don't drive too close to the Algerian border. When you do that in that way, you are secure. So we will start in Sidi Jammour. It's a mosque in Djerba, and you will know this amazing location from the Mos Eisley spaceport. On the 4th of April 1976, the last shooting day of Star Wars Episode 4 has been done on this place. And many people of you will know this picture. It are the outer walls of the Mos Eisley spaceport. And if you go closer to the mosque, you will find the Tosche Station movie location spots. As you can see it here, some scenes of Episode 4 has been deleted, also the Tosche Station scenes, but you can relieve these deleted scenes on this magical place, and you get a fantastic view over the sea from this place. As you can see, this location is quite in good hands because the mosque is still in use by local inhabitants, by local religious people. So they take care about this location. And so it's in great condition after such a long time. You can see also here the outer Tosche station views. And you can see here the entrance to the station. And as you can see, the local people have put a small wall on the next to the door because the inner country yard of this location is for the local people for their religious actions. So don't go to the door. All other places you can watch without any problems. If you drive from the this movie location in the direction of Achim, you will find an Abaddon fishing hut on the beach. And this fishing hut you will know from the original episode 4 movie as Ben Kenobi's hut. This fishing hut is next to the sea, but in the movie it seems it's in the middle of the desert. George Lucas took a very low camera angle to create this illusion, and it's great to be at this magical place. Unfortunately, in the newer versions of episode 4, it has been replaced with digital images. If you want to go through the streets of Achim, if you want to go through the streets of Mos Eisley, in that case, you should travel to this small city. And this is also the place of the famous Chalmon's Cantina you see in episode 4. In 1976, I think the big amount of houses were dome buildings. Yeah, if you go through the streets in 1976, nearly every building is a dome building. Nowadays, they have a modern architecture, but some of the buildings are still exist, and also the building of the cantina still exists. And you can see it here. This is the place of the Star Wars villains. And this is Calmon's Cantina. It's an old bakery, and this bakery has been enlarged with an additional entrance for the movie shots, but all other parts are still in good shape. At our tour, we used the drone to get a view to the roof of this building. And unfortunately, in the last years, parts of the roof have been broken down. So at the current moment, we try to reach the major of Achim to get a possibility that this magical building will be protected in the next years. Next to the cantina, you will see the Mos Eisley scenery. So they have been put sand and parts of spaceships into the city, and all the buildings were normal buildings where the people sleep at night. So it was great to go through the streets. Nowadays, you can see there are quite normal building, normal architecture, but some of the streets are still in the old shape. You can see at the end of this street, a big globe building, and also on the left side, a garage building. This was the place where the first time in Star Wars history, the Millennium Falcon starts into space. And it was also the streets where the stormtrooper checked the droids, and here you can look for the droids you're looking for. If you drive from Djerba in the direction of Tuzur, you should stop in Medellin. Medellin is a big city, and in the heart of the city there are old corn chambers called czars, and these czars have been used in episode 1 as the Mos Espa slave quarters. And yes, this is a current picture. So if you drive to the city, you can see the chambers in an excellent condition and can walk through the streets. The film movie team only have to add new doors and pipes, but all the other buildings are still exist. The upper buildings you can see in the left picture are CGI. So George Lucas used the lower part of the shooting for real buildings and added CGI buildings on top of these shots. And you can still see the drilling holes where the pipes have been mounted for the movie shot in 1997. And George Lucas have done his first shooting in March and April for episode 4, and it was very rainy, so a storm destroyed parts of his movie locations. So he thought he will do the shooting for episode 1 in August. So Natalie Portman have to do the shooting at 50 and 51 degrees centigrade in this city. So if you go there, please don't go in the summer months, go in spring or autumn. And yes, you can visit Darth Vader's birth house in this city. The brown door is Anakin Skywalker's birth house. It was very interesting to talk with local inhabitants about this magical place. Yeah, the next city you should visit is Xahedada. A big hotel is part of this city. It's also called Xahedada, and it has been used for the movie location in the year 1997. A big road sign, you can see it on the right picture, will show you that here is a Star Wars movie location. It's the first location which is in good hands, if we can call it like that, in the year 2005. Local owner took care of this hotel. You will pay $1 entry fee, but you get also a drink and a tour through the hotel. And as they use a small amount of money, they take care about this movie location. On the left side, there are the buildings for episode 1, and on the right side, the chambers are UNESCO World Heritage. You will also find Anakin's pod racer building place inside the hotel, but it was only the pattern for the small Mos Espa set. We'll see it later in the desert. And the thing why you should go there are the Mos Espa slave quarters, the upper slave quarters, where Qui-Gon Jinn talked with Shmi Skywalker. And they are also in great condition. As you can see, the local owner added a few errors to the set, but all other things are in great shape. Yeah, a short stop you can do at Tattooine. Tattooine is a small city, and it was the reason why George Lucas called his planet not Kashyyyk, he called it Tattooine. And also the local inhabitants of this small city are Star Wars fans, so you can see here a copy of the Lars Homestead Dome. But there are no movie locations in this city. Yeah, and one of the most famous movie locations is in the mountains between the Djerba and the desert of Tozeur, it's Matmata. Matmata is a very nice city, and it's famous for its whole buildings. The buildings are under the earth, and in one of these hotels, it's called Hotel Sidi Idris, there have been done the Lars Homestead interior movie shots. It has been also used in episode 2 for the Klieg Lars shots. And it's also in very good hands because the local owner wants $50 entry fee, and then you can see this amazing film location. But it's important for them because with this small amount of money, they can take care about this location. And if you want, you can also sleep in this hotel and you can drink blue milk. Here you can see the inner country yard of the hotel. It's the whole floor of the hotel. Yes, and you can also take dinner in the most famous dining room of the world with the famous ceiling fresco. And it has been used in 2 movies, in episode 4 and in episode 2. Friends of us from Star Wars Tunisia have rebuilt also an evaporator in the hotel. So you see there are people who love these places and who want to save these places. If you then go through in the direction of Tozeur, you should use the street P16 through Chott el Djerid. Then you will see on the left side the very nice red colored salt sea, and on the other side you will see the green desert. You will know it from the land speeder flight of Luke Skywalker. If it's getting hotter in the summer months, the grass will be reduced through sand. And at the end of the street, you will reach Tozeur, and around of Tozeur, you will find many film locations. One of the most famous film location is Star Wars Valley. It's beneath the Mosque Sidi Bou Hallel. And it's amazing if you go inside this valley. Every meter you walk, you will find another movie location. First, you should go to the upper part of the valley, and then you should go inside. You can park at a big parking lot, and this parking lot is also very famous because the sandcrawler have been moved from Lars Homestead to this place for the second sandcrawler shooting, and it have been built exactly the same place where our car stands here in this right photo. When you go upwards on the valley, you will find the Tusken Sniper place. It's next to the famous stone known as Mos Eisley Spaceport View. And here you can see us rebuilding this scene from the Tusken Raiders. And here is one of the most amazing places you will find in Tunisia. It's the Mos Eisley panorama view. And if you climb on this stone platform, you will get the real Mos Eisley view never seen before, because the view you see in the movie, you see it on the left picture, has been shot in the USA. Later it have been replaced by digital images. And on the right side, you can see the original panorama, which was have been seen by Mark Hamill, Sir Alec Guinness in the year 1976. If you go downwards into the valley, you will find at the beginning the Java Rock. You know it from the R2D2 robbery. And if you turn 180 degrees, you will find the Java cave. And at this location, you can see they planned the movie shots in very short directions. So they don't have to transport the heavy equipment over many kilometers or meters. So turn around and you will find another movie location. Then you can find the Landspeaker parking lot. You will find Luke's hideout. You will find the stone from the Tuscan attack. There you can imagine the Landspeeder robbery. You can see R2-D2's hideout without CGI stones. And you can relive Ben Kenobi's arrival. So every meter you walk into the valley, it's amazing. You see another famous Star Wars movie scene. You can also see here Luke's rescue. And if you want to take a seat at the same place as Sir Alec Guinness did, you can did it there. So this movie location, this Star Wars Valley, you should use a whole day for this movie location because it's amazing what you can see there. And not only Star Wars, also Indiana Jones have been shot there. So if you're a movie fan, this is the right place for you. The next place is Camel's Neck. For this place, you should use a 4WD. All other places you can reach with a normal car, but here you have to drive through the desert. And Camel's Neck is known from the movie The English Patient. A camp have been built there. But for us Star Wars fans, it's known as Darth Maul's landing place. And if you climb on the stone formation, you can get an amazing view through the desert. And then you know why so many movies have been shot in this area. Left from the Camel's Neck, you will find the Ankh Jamal Wind Rock Field. It's known from the Royal Naboo Starfighter landing place and also for the fight Qui-Gon Jinn versus Darth Maul, but also for the small Mos Espa set. At the beginning of this field, you will see the famous wind sandstone formations. Then there the Royal Naboo Starfighter have been placed, and they built only the ramp inside the desert. The Starfighter itself is CGI. And if you go deeper into this field, you will find the pod racer building place. And that's one of the saddest things we saw at our trip, because this amazing movie location, you can see it on this blue picture, it was in great condition, but then a wandering dune got over this movie location and it is completely destroyed. And a similar wandering dune threatened the big Mos Espa set. So now you know why it's so important that we take care about these movie locations, because if the fans don't collect money for this movie location, it will look like this picture today. So the small pod racer building place, you can see it only in the movie. And you can see the pattern in Xar Hedara. And if you pass the big sand dune left from the Wind Rock field, you will come to the most famous film movie location in Tunisia, Mos Espa. If you talk to a local inhabitant, can you show me a Star Wars movie location? He will drive you to Mos Espa. And also in Google Earth, you will find this place called Mos Espa. So it's very famous. And now I will show you why this place is so famous, because it's in great condition. If you travel to this place, you can relive Watto's junkyard. You can see the streets of Mos Espa, and parts of the junk are still there because it was too heavy to bring it away. And you can walk through the streets of Mos Espa, and it's an amazing feeling if you go through this movie set. It has been used in 2 movies, in episode 1 and episode 2. And you can see here Shibulbo's Cafe. So if you want, you can take a drink there. And most of the buildings are open. So nearly every building has no roof. A few buildings, as you can see it on the left picture, had a roof, because they use the same trick as in Medellin. The lower parts are real movie sets, and the upper parts in the movie are CGI. The evaporators are quite in bad condition because Star Wars fans from all over the world engrave their names in it. So please only watch the movie locations and don't engrave it. One thing we tried to find in Angtmal, it's the Mos Espa Portraits viewing platform. Natalie Portman and her colleagues watched the portraits from this platform, but we couldn't find it. So we asked the local inhabitants where we can find the portraits viewing platform. And you can find it in Nefta, because we found the real Watto of the new age. He's called Kamel Suila. This nice guy was an extra in the movie shooting in 1997. And he bought the junk which lies in the desert for a small amount of money from the local government. And when the film comes out in 1999, a big Star Wars fan from the USA bought these movie sets and parts for $5,000. It has been transported with big containers to the USA. And Kamal Soela was the first man in this small city who can afford a satellite dish. So with his movie props, he had a good life. Also, his children had a good life. And if you want, you can buy an original Mos Espa door from him for about $1,000. Yeah, if you drive from Nefta in the direction of Algeria, you will see the Great Dune. The Great Dune is the place where the droid capsule took their landing, and it's amazing to go through these hills. You can see here the famous Great Dragon on the left picture. And many people are traveling to this Great Dune to find great dragon bones. So if a local inhabitant comes to you and want to sell you a great dragon bone, it's not a movie prop, because these bones are still in the desert. Yes, it's true, but there are tons of sand on it. So it's like to search a needle in this whole desert. But maybe you are the lucky guy who will find the whole great dragon. And you see also grass in the desert. It's a picture from April. In summer, when the temperature goes up to 50 degrees centigrade, also this grass will be burned away from the sun. But for the movie shooting in 1976, they have to put the grass out of the desert to get these amazing pictures. On the other side of the street, there is the Salt Sea Chott El Gerit. So also a very short distance between these two movie locations. And the disadvantage of this magical place is in the winter months, there is salt water in this desert, and in the summer months, it is very hot. So this movie location is not in good condition. So many friends from all over the world and many fan groups take care about this magical place. And why is this place so important? This place is the birthplace of Star Wars. And as this dome suffered from the temperatures and the salt water, we renovated the lower facade in April 2018 because we have to protect the inner wooden structure. It has been built in the year 2000 by Gavin Pocket. We have to protect this wooden structure from water and sun because the old dome from 1976 was completely destroyed by sun and water, and we have to take care about this new dome from the year 2000, that he will also be available for future generations because it's the most exciting place for a Star Wars fan. You can see that we used sand to keep the color on the picture. In the middle, in the second row, you will see that we used fabric fiber mats instead of chicken wire because the chicken wire it's attacked by the water in the winter months. So we tried with fabric fiber mats, and we don't took color on it because we want to keep the realistic and used view of this dome. Here you can see a few of the achievements of April 2018. There are many holes in the dome, but these holes are not from the nature. These holes are from Star Wars fans because many fans want to climb on the dome. So it's very important for us Star Wars fans, please don't climb on the dome. You can see here holes in the form of a shoe, and there you can see it's a movie location. It's not a solid building, it's only a movie location for a shooting which lasts 3 days. So it's not a stable building. So please don't climb on it, and please take care about this magical place. Here you can see current pictures of our friend Sander de Lange. And you can see also here on the back side of the building that the fabric fiber mats are still intact. So we hope that our test area will also hold for the next years. We planned a renovation tour for this year, but we have to cancel it because of the corona disease. At this renovation tour, we want to renovate the rest of the lower facade because, as you can see, it's not in good condition. And why this place is so important for us, you can see it here. It has been used in episode 3. It has been used in episode 2. In every movie, it's an amazing view. And the sunset at this place is one of the best things you can do as Star Wars fan. You will never forget a sunset in the desert beneath this magical building. So if you want to do a trip by your own, if you have questions, if you want travel tips, you can write an email, you can watch our YouTube videos, you can visit our Facebook page. There you'll find also travel maps, travel GPS coordinates, and at our Flickr account you will find current pictures. And I want to end this presentation with the amazing sunset in the desert of Tunisia. And if you be there, if you took a Bluetooth speaker with you with John Williams music, you will cry and you will never forget this magical moment. So thank you for listening and take care about these great movie locations. Thank you.
Short applause from me. So we just got 2 questions. Yeah, the first question is, how much were the travel costs approximately?
Yeah, so we are doing our project by ourselves, so we pay the travel costs by ourselves, but it's the Tunisia suffered very much from the terror attacks. So at the current moment, it's the cheapest country, the cheapest holiday possibility on the Middle Sea. So you can sleep in very big, very nice hotels for 20 euros a night. It's amazing. So the total travel cost, the most expensive thing is the flight. But after the flight with a few, I think 400 euros, you can drive 2 weeks through Tunisia. You can sleep at every city in very nice hotels. So it's amazing, and it's not expensive if you drive by yourself. So take a rental car, drive through this amazing country, and you can relive Star Wars as it was in 1976.
Okay. And the second question is, did you write a book of this story, or are you planning to write a book?
No, because our aim is to provide this information for free. We don't want to sell books. We don't want to do DVDs we want to sell. We want to provide this information for free because everyone should have the possibility to go there and to relive these movie locations. But you can find all information you need on our Facebook page for free. You can ask us for free. If you are reading the Star Wars Insider, there is also an article in the issue 189. There you have also the full information you need. So we don't plan to write a book. We do our presentations for free at the conventions. So we want to put attention on this magical country, and we don't want to make money with it.
Okay, thank you for the answer. And if there are no more questions, I will wait for a bit because of the delay. But I think, oh, there is something on Zoom. Okay, it's just a comment. Okay, so if there are no more questions, I want to seize this moment to thank all of you for watching. Special thanks goes out to our speaker, Thomas, and of course, my colleague, Michelle, for the moderation. And I hope you have fun with the panel and got interesting insights of the filming locations of the Star Wars movies. I wish you all a wonderful evening and stay healthy. Hope to see you at Vienna Comic Con on 21st to 22nd of November. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.